What's going on, wrestling family? Welcome back to the channel. So I don't know if you guys have seen that interview with Jey Uso in Gorilla Position where Jey is explaining why his match against his brother at WrestleMania 40 happened the way it did. And I'm going to let WrestleMania explain it and I'll give my thoughts after the fact. But before we get started, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Let's get into this.
Jey Uso explains why the Mania match tanked. Now fans are still trying to figure out why the highly anticipated brother versus brother match between Jey and Jimmy Uso at WrestleMania fell far short of their expectations. Our main event Jey's weighing in on why the match didn't live up to the hype. He appeared on the Gorilla Position show noting, "I just said this to someone, I kind of felt like we did let the people down." Really, you feel that? Yeah man, because I wanted to go out there and have a straight up banger too. I wanted to do the wrestling part, but let alone make sure the emotion part is there. It was just a time issue. You know what I'm saying? Jey's famous father Rikishi shared the same opinion, believing that had the match gone longer, the twins could have turned it into a Mania match for the ages. However, Jey seems to understand the position he and Jimmy were put in. You just gotta play your position on the team. That's what happened. I'm still happy though. I still got a singles match at WrestleMania with my brother. That's a big picture. So I'ma always have me and him face off at WrestleMania. I'ma frame a picture. That always, it's marked off our box. I just wish we could have went the way I know we can, but as for whether other matches running long cut into their time, Jey explained, "Is that something that happens on the night? Like, do you find out just before your time is cut?" Oh yeah, they went over this many minutes. Sorry, you know, it's all good, you know, just go out there and handle business. The timing problem is a common factor in WWE. WrestleMania 30's first night was a mistimed mess with far too much filler. A review of Night 1's first hour shows that the first match started late and there was a noticeable delay between the first and second match. Do you think the match would have been better had it been given more time? Let us know in the comments down below.
Good question. Good question. So, by the way, just to give some clarity, when they were talking in this, when they show this, and the words in parentheses is the interview, okay? Because the way he made it sound like it was like a Migos ad-lib or something like that. It was the interviewer asking those questions and Jey Uso responding. Don't think it was Jey Uso talking to himself. But when it comes to this match, what I want to say is that it's very unfortunate because a lot of people who stopped watching wrestling for a decade or two, when they saw this WrestleMania, this was the first WrestleMania they've seen probably in a long time, right? And if you guys are watching this channel, if you're new to wrestling or if you came back to wrestling, this match they had at WrestleMania 40 is not a testament of who these guys are as far as being wrestlers, as a tag team or as individuals. They don't have terrible matches, so don't let this skew your view of who they are as wrestlers. They're way better than what this match was. Now, to be honest with you, I personally didn't have high expectations for this match. Not necessarily that I thought it was going to be terrible. I was just kind of curious on how they can make a really good match out of two guys who have very similar movesets. It's pretty much a shadow match in my personal opinion, especially if it's a bunch of super kicks. So I was very curious to see that. And with Triple H being over all of this, I'm like, okay, there's a high chance that he can make a classic out of this. It's very possible, but I didn't think there was a really, really high chance of that. Now, as far as the match itself with the time, I don't know if making it longer would have made it better. I don't know what they were cooking behind the scenes, but as I said, with the similar movesets, I don't know how much you can really do to make it more interesting as time goes on. But I do get that not having as much time as they needed to have, I can see where it did take from the match. Because if you watch the match, you can see they're trying to cook up some drama in there, but you feel like that from the beginning to the end, that a middle part of that story was completely ripped out. Like you ordered a double cheeseburger, took a bite, there's no meat in there, right? That's just how it felt with this. And I think if they got more time, they would have played that part out. But ultimately, I think there's some things that would have made this match a lot better, regardless if it was shorter or longer. I think, like, as I said, with the similar movesets, if they would have introduced some new moves with both brothers in this match, some moves that would have made Jimmy Uso a lot more aggressive, and some moves for Jey Uso to differentiate between the two outside of the yeet no yeet and a different color wearing, it would have been interesting to tell that kind of story and introduce something new in their match in the ring. Because although they have the super kicks, the Samoan drops, the splashes, even though they have similar moves, they needed more moves to add more to the character. Kind of like if you watch you play Street Fighter, like Ryu and Ken. They both have similar moves. The Hadouken, Shoryuken, the list goes on, but they also have other special moves that separates both of these guys outside of them just having different gis, right? And gi would be their karate outfit. You know, Ken wears red, Ryu wears white. That's a whole different story. But ultimately, what would have made this match a better match, in my personal opinion, would be to add a stipulation. That would have made this match far better than what it was, regardless of the time strength. Because I don't know if making it longer is going to turn it from what it was into a 5-star match. But adding a stipulation would have made it better. And I have two in mind that they should have added on here. For one, they could have added a first blood match. Now with WWE allowing people to have more blood, with The Rock almost murdering Cody Rhodes in front of the camera in Chicago, or Rosemont. But what they could have did is had first blood, because if they're going to do 100 super kicks in the match, first blood would have made each super kick more impactful. It would have had the audience at the edge of the seat to figure out which super kick is going to be the one to bust the other one open. And they could have did different variations of it, like make the other one catch a chair, kick them in the face, things like that to bust each other open. And also, it could have added a deeper storyline in the match itself, because Jey Uso, with him being the older brother and loving his brother, with being an older brother, instinctively you want to protect your younger brother if you like your if you like your younger brother. And if the first blood was the situation, Jay would have to ask himself, do I want to allow my brother to make me bleed because I don't want to hurt him? But in the end of the day, if I do, it may allow him to go down this path that I don't like the fact that he's on, and keep going with the bloodline, which can hurt him in the end. Or do I want to choose to hurt him right now, bust him open, have him leaking all over the ring? But even though this is going to hurt me more than it hurts him, down the line, maybe I can kick some sense into him to make him leave the bloodline, and that'll make me feel better down the line in the end. And if he doesn't choose the right path, at least I'm comfortable in knowing I tried the best that I could to try to save him from being in this position. Or it could have been an I Quit match, to go back to the Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns match in Hell in a Cell, where Jey Uso basically had to say I quit in order to save Jimmy's life, or his head, because Roman Reigns tried to pop his head off like a bottle. That would have been cool, because he's like, you know what? I had to say I quit in order to save my brother, but this time around, I got to make my brother to say I quit to save him. And I think that would have made the match a little bit more better. And of course, adding more time would have did that as well. But at the end of the day, this is not a testament of who these brothers are. Unfortunately, it happened at WrestleMania. I still rock with the Usos. I can't wait to see what they do with Jey next. From what I saw, Jimmy is really injured, so we'll see what that goes. But at the end of the day, if they give us a classic match at another, PLE, we don't know what's going to happen next with Jimmy. I'm assuming that he's out of the bloodline, of course, or maybe he's going to have communication with Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns is not cool with this. I don't know. Who knows? That's the part that I love about the story. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Would more time made this match better or not? Thank you guys so much for watching. Salute. Peace. Have a good day.